Hello and welcome to Minute Mix Tips. So I lied a little bit earlier. I said I was going to do a 3-part series on the snare drum, but I've been thinking about it and I wanted to do a 4th part and focus on the bottom snare mic. Oftentimes you're not given that option, but when you do have a bottom mic, there's lots of fun stuff you can do with it. So when I played this really beautiful tune that had a good opportunity for me to stretch out my feelings about how to use sympathetic vibrations. And let's start off by taking a listen to the song. Okay, so let me show you. I've got an expander on the top and an expander on the bottom, plus this EQ on the bottom and this EQ on the top.
Beautiful night with a midnight sky. Do your eyes see what I see?
Now, when the drums enter, the kick drum is actually playing solo. This signal is sympathetic vibrations from the kick drum exciting the snare microphones. Listen.
Beautiful night, heavy eyes.
Notice that I've left the expanders off. No gating here. I wanted that vibration. Sounds live. It is live. Chorus comes, the gates go on. Don't want the vibrations anymore. Okay, let's take a little closer look at what's going on when those gates engage. First of all, the signal path for the top snare drum, it goes to the snare aux, called snares, which in turn feeds the stereo bus, and at that auxiliary point I can add EQ and compression to the entire complement of snare drums and snare drum microphones. But it also goes to a bus that I use as a key. Okay, that key is here on the snare bottom gate. And you can see I have the source selected to externals, so this detection circuitry is being keyed off of the top snare mic. There is EQ on the snare, but that's not really the point of all this. I'll show it to you. It's quite a bit of EQ, a lot of 10K, a lot of 5K, a big dump at 1K here, and a slightly less dump at 100 cycles. But again, that's not the star of the show here. It's what's going on the bottom microphone that I want to focus on. This is an EQ. This started out as a preset that came with the Waves SSL plugin. I've modified that preset that came with it and then further modified it for this. It's very rare that you can get away with a preset for a particular application that it wasn't designed for. So you start with presets, but don't stick with them. Make sure you use your ears and do the right thing. So here's that in solo now. Here's that segment before the chorus. So that snare is rattling wide open. The gates are off. Now there's a break. The chorus starts. The gates open. Engage, I should say. And now you can hear that the length of both drum microphones is controlled. Let me start it again right before the chorus, and I'll turn off that bottom mic gate so you can hear the difference. So we're even taking the kick drum out of the snare now, and if I turn this off, listen. Now you get that snare drum rattle when the kick drum hits, and you also get a lot longer length of that bottom microphone without this gate engaged. So when you have a bottom mic, you can do a radical EQ to it, but you've got to take care to control the length of the rattle and what's making it rattle. And it's very easily done when you key the gate that you're using from the top mic. Much easier than just trying to do it on its own. Gives you a lot more control and a lot more flexibility. So that's about all we have time for tonight. Happy mixing, and we'll see you next time.